like I'm trying this. I feel like I'm flying like Rose from Titanic. Look, come hold my beer. I'm gonna try it with no hands, okay? No, I can't do that. I'm okay. What? I can't hear you, lady. Yeah, I know, I'm gone. I'm supposed to be picking some tomatoes out the garden because we're doing Maman's root Chris style broiled tomatoes with that cream spinach on top. And bro, if you ain't never had that, I'm about to change your life today. So now I'm about to show you how to make those broiled tomatoes with that cream spinach. And dude, this is one heck of a recipe. You know, one time before I took my mom to that fancy restaurant, Root Chris, and bro, she fell in love with the broiled tomatoes and the cream spinach over there. But she couldn't go over it every day. You know that would break the bank, bro. So she had to figure out how to make that on her own. And I gotta say, she did one heck of a job there. And look, after this video, you and I are gonna be partners because this is a good one, bro. Now, you don't need a whole lot of ingredients for this recipe, but I like to get those Louisiana Creole tomatoes. But if you ain't got access to that, bro, you can just go to the store and buy whatever kind of tomato you want. You do need some spinach. You can use fresh or frozen. I like to use fresh because fresh is always better. Now, you also need to get you some of that Parmesan cheese and get it on the block, dude. Don't get that little shaker thing. And look, be careful when you're using that. That's sharp. You don't want to be cutting your finger whenever you're doing that. So the way I'm gonna show you right now is I'm gonna start with that cream spinach because that's the easiest way to start this whole process off. So I got me a little skillet right here and I'm gonna go ahead and heat that up. And be careful you don't put that on too hot. You don't want to be burning the butter, you know what I mean? So now your skillet's kind of heated up like that. Go ahead and get your 2 little pats of butter just like that, bro. And put that in there and let that start to melt down. And look, be careful, you don't want to burn that butter. You gotta watch that, bro. So now that butter's kind of melted down in there, bro, the next thing you need to get you is some of that all-purpose flour. And you don't need a lot, almost like equal ratios to the butter you use. Go ahead and pour that, sprinkle that in there like that. And then go ahead and start to mix that in, just like that, bro. And you're gonna notice it start to get like a little paste, you know? And it start to get a little bit more and more and more until it gets real pasty. You know, kind of like Miss Shelley's legs when we used to go to the public pool when we was kids. Boy, that was rough. So now that you got it mixed up into that good paste, you can go ahead and get the heavy whipping cream. And we'll pour a little bit of that heavy whipping cream in there just like that, just to start to get it to kind of bubble up. Might have to go ahead and raise your heat a little bit. So you want to go ahead and get it to start to bubble up just like that with that heavy whipping cream. And then you can go ahead and pour in the rest of that heavy whipping. And look, don't use milk with this. This ain't the lunch school room. I don't make the rules, my mom does. I just follow them. So go ahead and pour the rest of that heavy whipping cream in over on like that. Oh yeah, then start to bubble up a little bit. Go ahead and start to mix in that little paste you had. And now after it's cooked down a little while, it's gonna go ahead and start to make like a nice little creamy thick sauce. Just like this, if you see that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add the seasoning to it. Now, I got me a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of Celtic salt, and a little bit of that Cajun seasoning. I'm gonna just add that in like that. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in real good to that little sauce. Oh, I bet I could eat that just like this, dude. Man, mix that in. All right, so just like that, you got your seasoning all mixed in there, bro. Now you want to go ahead and start adding your spinach. Now, like I told you before, you could use frozen spinach, but dude, my Aunt Katrina does that, and you gotta take the water and squeeze that out. And I ain't got no time for that. And like I told you, fresh is always better. So let that start to wilt down in there, just like that, bro. You wanna go ahead and just maybe pat it down, start to get that heat to move around a little bit. It'll take a few minutes for that to work, but dude, once it does, let me tell you, we're almost halfway there. So now you wanna go ahead and start turning that over. Make sure you ain't burning that sauce at the bottom, bro. So now it's starting to shrink up pretty good there. Like I said, you had that big old mountain, and now look, you just got this little bit right here. And it's gonna get even smaller than that, bro. So now at about this point right here, man, we're gonna go ahead and take the fire off because it's wilted down, and we're gonna finish it off all together in the oven. So now I got my tomatoes washed up all real good here, and we're in the home stretch. So bro, go ahead and get you a nice serrated knife like that, and we're gonna go ahead and cut these tomatoes in half, bro. I'm gonna just turn it to the side like that. I'm gonna chop that right down the middle, bro. Take the other one like this, right down the middle. So now you're gonna go ahead and shred you some of that Parmesan cheese. And like I said, you wanna get you some of this right here, fresh Parmesan cheese. Don't get the shaker kind. So I'm gonna go ahead and shred some of this like that. Up and down, up and down, up and down. So now when you got enough Parmesan cheese shredded like that, bro, you go ahead and take your shredder and you put that to the side. And now we're gonna get to those breadcrumbs. And I like to make my own breadcrumbs, but every time I got a little po' boy bread over, that's what I do. And I add my own special seasonings in there. But if you're buying breadcrumbs, just go ahead and buy the Italian kind, bro. It'll taste better, guaranteed. So I got me about a cup of these breadcrumbs right here. I'm gonna pour that in a little bowl, just like that. Then I got me about a half a stick of melted butter. I'm gonna pour that in there right on top of that. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in there with a little spoon. So we're mixing that up. So now when it's getting a little thicker, we're gonna go ahead and add that Parmesan cheese in there, bro. Just put that in top, just like that. All right. And we'll go ahead and stir that cheese in there like that. So now that you got that cheese all in mixed in there with those breadcrumbs, you want to go ahead and clean up your space a little bit. So I'm gonna take these right here, put that in the sink, set that to the side, and now I got me a nice little platter, bro. My party platter. That's what I'm gonna put my tomatoes in. So I got one for me, one for Nunu, one for Mama, and one for Papa. I'm coming, I'm cooking right now. People calling me. Hang on. Hello, LNC Valve Supply, can I help you? Yeah, LNC Valve Supply, can I help you? No, it's just me, mrteechew, I'm messing with you. What you got? Yeah? I'm cooking them right now. Yeah? Oh, you know, which one you gonna do? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do one of those ribeyes. Nunu wants a little filet though. She don't want a big one though. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna be good too. I'm not gonna forget, don't you worry. I'm about to do that right now. Okay, I love you. See y'all tonight, Mama. Ah, that was Mama. She told me to don't forget that little sugar. That's a secret on top of these tomatoes right there. And that's what I was about to do. So, I wanna go ahead and get you some sugar and sprinkle that right on top of each tomato, just like that. Like, that's a secret right there, bro. Gonna make it nice and sweet. But then you're gonna have that creaminess from the cream spinach and then the crispiness from those breadcrumbs you're gonna put on top. Man, you talk about gonna be good. So go ahead and do it just like that. Get your little pieces. And then you're gonna take that cream spinach and we're gonna put that cream spinach on top. And this is what's gonna make it pretty, bro. Award winning right here, people. All right. So we take that spinach just like that. Set that on top of there. I'm trying to make it look as pretty as I can. Here you go, Papa. This one's gonna be for you, Papa. Okay. We set that on top right there. Just like that. Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and add those breadcrumbs on top, and then we're gonna stick that in the oven for a little while. Get you that little spoon right there. Sprinkle those nice breadcrumbs on top, just like that. Oh, and when that cheese melts down in there on that cream spinach, it'd be like the best bite you ever had, especially with that ribeye I got. I like a ribeye because you can get it tender, but you still got something to chew on, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna start to clean up the station a little bit right here. And I got my oven preheated for about 350 right there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw those in there. Let's see. Put that in a little oven like that. So now I want to show you what those tomatoes look like after being cooking in the oven for about 15 minutes. Boy, they're starting to smell good. I almost want to eat them right now, but I gotta do the last step. And that's gonna be put them back in under that broiler for a little bit to crisp up that top nice and good. So I got my oven on broil. I'll go ahead and stick those in there just like that. And look, be careful you're watching that because you don't know how that broiler is gonna act, but it might burn up your stuff. So we're gonna keep a good eye on that broiler, peeking every few minutes. And we'll take another sip of that beer. All right, so now they all done. I done pulled them out the broiler. They're all nice and crispy, and man, they look beautiful right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on a plate like that, show you what that's gonna look like. Go ahead and move this out the way. Let's see. Put that right here on the middle. Put one of these little pretty things right there. Hey, Nunu, come over here and show them that. But that's broiled tomatoes with cream spinach on top, just like my mom used to make. And I guarantee it's gonna be better than Root Chris, bruh.